Hey everyone, my name is Siddharth Deshpande and I'm here to explain the capstone project 2 of exploratory data analysis. The topic of my project is Airbnb booking analysis. First of all, we need to know what is Airbnb. So Airbnb is an online marketplace in which people rent out their property to the people who wants to get the accommodation for a short period of time. Let's say for 10 days or 5 days or less than 5 days or more than 10 days, etc. Nowadays, in a world, Airbnb is becoming a popular so much rather than hotels because it is cheaper than hotels. So, in today's project, we are going to analyze the Airbnb booking analysis. Firstly, this is the project description. Since 2008, guests and hosts have used Airbnb to expand on traveling possibilities and present a more unique, personalized way of experiencing the world. Today, Airbnb became one of a kind service that is used and recognized by the whole world. Data analysis on millions of listings provided through Airbnb is a crucial factor for the company. So basically, this is the description. And in this data set, we are using this columns in the data set like name, host ID, host name, neighborhood group, neighborhood, latitude, longitude. Neighborhood group is a location, neighborhood is area. So let's come to our project. Our project name is Airbnb Booking Analysis, type is Exploratory Data Analysis. Now, what is the problem statement? Analyze Airbnb booking data to gain the insights into booking trends and preferences of users in a specific location. The goal of this project is to perform exploratory data analysis on the Airbnb dataset. So, we are here to answer some insights of our questions regarding Airbnb project. So, what are these questions through which we get some insights, we get some useful insights. So these are the questions. Are private rooms preferred over other room types? Is man at a neighborhood preferred more over other neighborhoods? Distribution of listing across neighborhoods and many more. So by addressing these questions, the project aim is to provide valuable insights to Airbnb hosts and potential guests, helping them make informed decisions regarding property management, pricing strategy, and travel plans. So through this analysis, the people or potential guests can easily verify that which homestay is better than for us to stay. So let's start it. First of all, to start this project, we have to import the necessary libraries. So the libraries are NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. C1 is extension of Matplotlib, and Matplotlib and C1 are the libraries for the visualizations. So this is the import libraries importation. After that, we have to mount the Google Drive. So this is the code for the mounting the Google Drive from google.colab import drive. After mounting, a main analysis start from here. Airbnb underscore df we have made a variable and pandas function pt.read underscore csv through which we can read our data frame. So this is our data frame which includes several columns and several rows. So it includes 48,895 rows and 16 columns. And what are these columns? ID, name, host ID, host name, neighborhood group, neighborhood, latitude, longitude, room type, price, minimum nights, number of reviews, last review, the reviews per month, calculated host listing count, availability 365. So these are the columns. So basically there are 16 columns. Now, Airbnb underscore df.tail. Tail is the function to get the last 5 rows or last rows. So these is the last 5 rows. So tail is the function. After that, let's find out the shape of the data frame. So the shape of the data frame is this is the row, 48,895 rows and 16 columns. Now list of this column. This is the list of all the columns in the data frame. You can clearly see that ID, host name, neighborhood. So this is the now, through this, we can easily determine that which of the columns are categorical and numerical. So, info function is crucial in this analysis. Airbnb will equal df.info. So, through this, we can find what are the integers column and which are the categorical columns. So, integer 64, ID is integer column, name is categorical, or we can say object. Host ID is also integer. So some of the columns are integer and some of the columns are categorical or object data types. So just we have to get to know. Now let's find out that each column has how many unique values. So Airbnb df dot unique function. So this tells that ID has all the unique values. Name has 47,905 unique values. Host ID has 37,457 unique values. So you can clearly see that by this code. Airbnb underscore unique. Now is there any duplicate or not? You have to find that. So duplicate rows is equals to duplicate Airbnb underscore df, Airbnb underscore df dot duplicator. So this duplicated function, this is the function, this tells you how many duplicated rows are there. So in this, we have no duplicated rows. We are lucky in this data set. Now finding how many null values are there in a data frame. This is the most important. We get to know how many null values are there. So Airbnb df is null dot sum function is there to get to know how many null values are there. So name has 16 null values, host name has 21 null values. So I want to share with you guys that not dropping some columns, dropping some null values is not a solution of a problem. Instead, we are here to fill the null values anyhow by doing some method, by doing some extra activity. We have to fill that null values. Uh, Removing null values or removing null value row is not a solution of the problem. So here we are Here we are expecting to solve a removing the values. So many of the columns are not in a use for our analysis. So we have to drop that column. Like here, let me see the data frame. This is and might be latitude and longitude is not in the use of our analysis. Also some ID. So we have to remove this column. So what the function we are using Airbnb df dot drop and columns. Columns is necessary. Which columns we are removing from the data frame? ID, latitude, and longitude. So these are the columns. And axis is equal to one is necessary because one is showing that we are removing the columns from the column. We are removing something from the columns chart, not from the rows. So x is equals to one. When we write x is equals to zero, it means that we are removing the rows. We are removing from the row side. And in place is equals to 2 we are writing here because we didn't um, define any variable here. Once we define any variable, then we don't have to write in place is equals to 2. But if we are not defining the variable here, so we are writing in place is equals to 2, which really means that this we are changing is actually changing in the original data frame, which we are looking above, which we have looked above. After removing the data columns, we have left 13 columns and all the rows. So latitude, longitude, and ID has been removed. Again, we are finding the null values. It is the same because we have didn't done anything. Now Airbnb underscore last review. So there is a column that is last review, which has object data type and has null values 10,052. So we have this last review is a date column, and we are eagerly changing this last review from object data type to a date data type. So here we are converting the data type. So once we are writing the unique function, we got to know there are 3 years of this analysis data. This data set includes 2018, 2017, and 2019. These 3 years including this data set. Now converting the last review data type object to the date time object. So what is the code here? Airbnb df last review is equals to pd dot two underscore data frame. Two underscore data frame is important here. And pd is a panda. Pandas pd dot two underscore data frame Airbnb df last review. So here we converted this object data type to date time data type. Last review dot info function. Now, this is the most important. DF described. So basically, Airbnb underscore DF, Airbnb underscore DF describe function is basically something to tell you about all the numerical columns related information, like count, mean, standard deviation, minimum. What is the minimum value in the data frame? What is the minimum? What is the mean value in this price? What is the count of price? On 25 percentile, interquartile range, basically 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75%, what is the maximum value? So basically, df dot describe function. Let me write right here. Describe function here to tell you to tell you all the info all the information regarding numericals column in the data frame. So describe function here to tell you all the information regarding numerical column in the data frame. Now it's time to handle all the missing values. Since host name and name are not important in our analysis, but we can't just drop this column, as I told you earlier. So we replace man with the unknown name, and most probably we can replace the last review per month column to its mean value, because reviews per month also has 10,052 null value. So this is the code for the fill any function. Airbnb underscore df dot fill any. In the name, we are replacing unknown. We are replace any is none null. Host name is also unknown. Reviews per month to the mean value of reviews per month, and it is equals to 2. So now we are already set to know of all the we are set that we have removed all the null values, but last underscore review is all is existed. Now for this to remove, we are calculating the mean value of existing dates. So mean underscore date is equals to Airbnb underscore df last review dot mean. Fill the mean date Airbnb last fill in it. This is the code. Fill in it to the mean underscore date. This is the code for the filling the mean date in the last review. And now it's a time where we have no null values in the data frame. Now this is the sample. We can clearly see any of the rows through sample function. So, neighborhood group, Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn. This is the neighborhood group. Neighborhood is Hollis, Laurelton, Harlem, Tennessee, East New York. Host name is Melissa, DLB, Daniel Rose. So basically, this is our whole data frame. Now, calculating the value counts of some categorical columns in the data frame. What are those categorical columns? So neighborhood group is a categorical column. So value counts of this neighbor. So there are five, basically uh, five categorical columns of neighborhood group. That is Manhattan, Brooklyn. So basically there are five locations in this data frame of New York City: Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, and Staten Island. And the maximum is 21,661. That is Manhattan, where the maximum homestays are there in this location, Manhattan location. Now to visualize this, we are using a matplotlib uh, and bar graph to visualize it. So plt.figure, this is the figure size 10, 6, 10 length and 6 breadth. Neighborhood counts, kind is bar, color sky blue. Always remember, guys, when we are using the visualization part, always remember to always remember pleasant color, very pleasant color, like sky blue, light green, not a very bright, not very chunky color, I guess. So it is the color which is soothing to your eyes. PLT.X label neighborhoods, PLT.Y label number of listing. In the X label, we are expecting neighborhoods, neighborhood group, and Y label number of listing. or basically value counts. ELT dot show. So here, Manhattan, we can clearly see a maximum number of homestays in Manhattan. After that, in Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, and minimum in Staten Island. Now, list of the neighborhood. What is the list of India? So there are various areas where the homestays are there. Many of, in fact, there are many areas in which the homestays are there. Now, neighborhood, what is the value count of neighborhood? So, Williamsburg, Bedford, Stuyvesant, Harlem, Bushwick, Upper West Side. So, maximum homestays are in the Williamsburg area, in the location of Manhattan. Got it? So, through this, we got an insight that maximum homestay are in the location of Manhattan, maximum homestay, and in the area of Williamsburg. After that, what is the value count? How many room types are there in this homestay, Airbnb homestay? So there are basically three types of room types. Entire home apartment, private room, and shared room. Private room is 20,326. Entire home is 25,409 in this data set, and shared room is 1160. So through this, we visualize that entire home apartment is maximum homestay in the homestays. After that, now we are here to answering some questions. So which neighborhood group has maximum number of reviews according to in this data set? Which neighborhood group? So we are using a group by function. Group by function basically here to group all the columns on the basis of particular column on the basis of particular column. Like in this query, now we are grouping neighborhood, and room type on the basis of number of reviews, and that is maximum only. Sort values in the descending order, and we are only getting top 10 neighborhoods. So top 10 neighborhood. So neighborhood group that is maximum homestays are in the location of Queens, which have maximum number of reviews. Basically, the customers who voted, who basically reviewed in the Airbnb homestay, is looking to review from the location of Queens in the neighborhood of Jamaica and in the area of Jamaica and location of Queens and of private room type is of private room. Second question is which hosts are charging higher prices? This is the most important question. Those who are charging the higher prices, the customers are not very keen to go to there to stay there. So we are grouping the host name, neighborhood group, neighborhood, room type, minimum nights on the basis of price. On the basis of price. So we got to know Catherine, the host name is Catherine. Catherine is charging very high prices in the area of the location of Queens. In the location of Queens, in the location of Queens and in the area of Astoria, where the customers are staying in the private room, which have price of $10,000. And let me tell you guys, the price is in the dollar, and the minimum night is soft, so it is worthy because when the nights is 100, when the staying when Catherine is let you stay for the 100 nights and she's charging 10,000 price dollar, so it's reasonable for the private room as well. So you're getting private room in the Queens location, which is kind of posh area, quite posh location in the New York. So it is quite reasonable. So through this is the top 10 higher charging prices by the host name. So for on the top, Kathleen is there. Second, Erin, Jelena, Matt, Olson, Amy, Rum, Jessica, Sally, and Sandra. Now, are private rooms are more preferred than other room types? This is our most important question. So here we filter the data set on the basis of room type. Now calculating the average number of reviews per month for each room type. Now Visualize the average no, the reviews per month for different room types. So according to this, shared rooms are more preferred. Although private rooms and shared rooms are looking equal visualization, but we have found that shared rooms are more preferred than other room types as it has more little bit edge than private rooms. So this is the code. So how we can calculate private rooms are more preferred? We through this code. Now, is Manhattan neighborhood preferred more over other neighborhood? This is the also important. So, for this, we are grouping in with a price. If price is more of Manhattan, then we got if price is average price is more of Manhattan than other neighborhood, then it is not preferable. So this is the code. The if average price is less than average price of other, then Manhattan is preferred. Otherwise, other neighborhood is preferred. So let's see through this visualization. Average price is more of Manhattan than other neighborhood. So obviously, other neighborhood is preferred than Manhattan, as Manhattan is in posh location. So this is the code on the X label neighborhoods, Y label average price. So this is the code basically. Question 3. What factor influence the pricing of listing? So the owner are listing the prices on what factor? So this is the important question. So we group the data by the neighborhood group and average price. Also group the data by room type and calculating average price. Group the data by minimum nights, average price, number of reviews, average price, reviews per month, average price, calculated host listing count, average price, and availability 365. And of course, we are visualize this also. Plotting the results. We can see that Manhattan is average price of Manhattan is more. So the price of homestay, which is in the location of Manhattan, is also more. Now, average price by the room type. So private room. uh, So if customer is giving a entire apartment, obviously the pricing is would be more than private room and then shared room. The pricing of the shared room is very much less and obvious. Now, average price by the minimum nights. Minimum nights. Average price by the minimum nights. Average price by the minimum nights. If nights is between the 0 to 200, pricing is more. You can clearly see this is a line chart. Line chart is for the four numerical columns basically. Now, average price the number of reviews. If number of reviews is basically 400 to 500, number of 400 to 500, then the pricing is more. You can clearly see that. Now plotting the results, plotting the plotting the results of price by availability 365. So this is quite a equal interval of line chart, but you can clearly see this is the maximum. So when the availability is for 150 nights, average price is more, or whenever 250. So this is you can't tell much about this. Now average price by reviews per month. If the reviews the customers getting between the 0 to 10 or 6 to 10, I guess the pricing is more. Now question is availability of listing across neighborhood and minimum night stay. We are using here heat map to visualize the availability of listing across different neighborhood and the minimum number of nights stay required. So this can help understand the relationship between the neighborhood popularity, minimum night stay, and listing availability. Firstly, we filter the relevant column from the availability neighborhood. We are creating the variable neighborhood groups, the minimum nights and availability 65.4 relation. So we are basically finding the correlation between them. Now, using heat maps, we are here to display this. So basically, this is the heat map where on the x-axis there is a neighborhood group, minimum nights on the y-axis basically, and on the x-axis availability feature, minimum nights. Now I want to find which are the top 10 Airbnb homestays on the basis of reviews per month so that tourists can stay more there. So what are the top 10 homestays? So top 10 homestay for that we are sorting the values of reviews per month in the ascending order. Select only the host name and name column from the top 10 rows. So top underscore information, top host, host underscore name and name. So this is the top 10. On the top, there is a row NYC, row NYC, New York City, where the host name is, where the name of the homestay is enjoy great views of city in a deluxe room. So these are the top 10 you can customer want to stay. It is the luxurious hotel in the New York City for the day Airbnb homestays. Now creating a bar plot for this to visualize. You can clearly see. Relationship between the price and the reviews per month. What is the investigating how the price of listing relates to the average number of reviews per month they receive. Also using a scatter plot to visualize this relationship and consider creating a heat map to display the correlation between these variables. So we are using a scatter plot. So average relationship between the price and reviews per month. If the reviews per month is coming in the homestay between the 0 to 2,000, so it's telling that reviews is more here side. Also creating a heat map to display correlation. So this is the heat map of correlation. Now trying to find out which neighborhood group got the maximum reviews. We already done here. Queens got the maximum number of reviews. What we can learn from the different host and areas. So we are using a group by function on the basis of calculated host underscore listing count, reset underscore sort underscore values. So Sonder, host name is Sonder in the neighbor Manhattan location, has maximum number of host listing count that is 327. After that, Blue Ground, Kara, Kazuya, this. Now let's find out the correlation for the numerical values. So correlation for the numerical values method is equals to candle. So all these all are the correlation for the numerical value. And we are looking that maximum correlation is between calculated underscore host underscore listing count and availability 365 because it is points the maximum correlation. We are looking. Now, this code will create a box plot. There is any outliers? So we can clearly see. So this code is basically finding the outliers. So box plot visualization is used to find the outliers. So this is the code. Outliers is basically each box represents the interquartile range for the prices within a neighborhood group with the line inside the box representing the median price. So there is very much outliers are there, I think, I guess. This is the outliers. Well, I want to extract what are the busiest times of the year because customers are here to stay there. If they didn't get any homestay, so what the matter of Airbnb? So we are finding what are the busiest times of the year for bookings. Extract the month and the year from the last review columns. After that, through this code, after that, group by year, month, and calculate total number of reviews. For total, we are using a sum function and group by using number of on the basis of number of reviews. Now plot the number of reviews over time. So this is the visualization code, and here clearly see that the busiest times is about over 2019. After 2019, there are the busiest times of the year. We also take availability 365 instead of reviews. Availability 365.some. So homestays when busiest times is between here and here. You can clearly see between 2018 to 2019 and above. Now want to analyze the distribution of minimum nights required for booking and also want to analyze the distribution of availability days in a year. So for that we can create a his plot. So this is the his plot this, for the distribution of minimum nights required for booking and distribution of availability days in a year. So this is the his plot. Thank you for watching this. So basically you can also increase queries on this data set. But for the time being, this analysis I've done in this data set for the Airbnb booking analysis. So this is my data set. This is my analysis. In this, I've used line chart, bar chart, heat map, this plot, scatter plot, group by functions, and many more functions also. Thank you.